this what you want? This fucking foliage? Is this what you want? Mr. Dips? Is this what you want? Me standing in front of EC3 buying designer coats? Is this what you want? Me sitting in some hipster hotel in Williamsburg, Brooklyn, fluffing pillows? Is this what you want? I don't believe this. This graffiti art, the hotels, avocado toast. All I want is a fucking Guinness. An ice cold Guinness. What the hell does that mean? Oh, this is what you wanted. This is your Monday Night Raw review right here on Off the Script. I just don't know, man. I don't have the energy. I really don't. I really don't. Oh. I don't even know what to say, man. You know, usually I come on here and I'm full of energy and I'm full of just angst. I'm full of just fuel to just bury this show in any which way that I can, and I just don't even have the energy to do so. I don't even have the energy to do so, man. I want to go over, before we even get into the show, because I genuinely don't even understand why there was a draft. Why was there a draft? Do you do things with the mindset of actually changing the way that your show is? Do you do things with the mindset of changing the formulaic garbage that you've given us week after week after week, what is seemingly now years? It seems like WWE just does things because they are desperate for ratings, or they're doing things because some other promotion is doing it. Look at these draft picks for Monday Night Raw. Look at these draft picks for Monday Night Raw. Seth Rollins, does that even constitute as a draft pick? He's the Universal Champion. I even said it on Friday. Why are the champions in these pools? Why? He's not going anywhere. He's holding a big red title that is synonymous with Monday Night Raw. He's not getting drafted to Smackdown Live. Okay? Neither is the title. Charlotte Flair. Charlotte Flair is moving back to Monday Night Raw. Man, I can't wait to watch another match with Becky Lynch. Andrade and Selena Vega. Did they do anything with them on SmackDown Live? Did they? If you are expecting change because Andrade is moving from blue to red, you're a fool. The Kabuki Warriors. Has WWE done anything with Asuka or Kairi Sane outside of the last 3 weeks? Do they even know how to spell Asuka? They can't even get their goddamn fucking theme music right. Rusev. Is he starring in a fucking porno? Or is he on a pro wrestling program? I can't tell anymore. He wasn't even there. Aleister Black. How many matches has he had since he got called up from NXT since WrestleMania? I lost count. Not because of the sheer number of matches that he did have, because I haven't seen him in about 7 fucking months. Cedric Alexander. What happened to that push, Vince? All the reports about Cedric being pushed. Yeah, he's being pushed out the fucking window. Humberto Carrillo. Who's he going to be standing behind in catering? That's all I want to know. You think he's going to get a spot or an opportunity on Monday Night Raw? Yeah, right. This is the unofficial new member of the Lucha House. Lucha House Party got drafted to SmackDown Live. There you go. He is taking their spot on Monday Night Raw. Eric Rowan. Where's Luke Harper? I don't give a shit about Eric Rowan unless you got Luke Harper standing next to him. Was Luke Harper even in the draft pool? Buddy Murphy. How many times has WWE used him on SmackDown Live? He gave you a match of the year candidate with Roman Reigns. He beat Daniel Bryan. What did they do with Buddy Murphy outside of that since then? Zero. He is the St. Louis Cardinals in the NLCS. Zero. Jinder Mahal. Jinder Mahal got drafted. You know, he's a former WWE champion, by the way. I just want to make sure you guys know that. Jinder Mahal. This guy got drafted over Cesaro. This guy got drafted ahead of Rey Mysterio. This guy got drafted ahead of the King of the Ring, Baron Corbin. Samoa Joe. What have they done with Samoa Joe since he's got called up to the main roster? His favorite letter in the alphabet is L. Akira Tozawa. There you go. He can join Humberto Carrillo in catering. Shelton Benjamin. Did you even realize he was employed by WWE? Rey Mysterio. There you go. Rey Mysterio. Man, that big money contract must be coming in handy, being that he got drafted in the 6th round of the WWE draft in 2019. Man, I can't wait for Rey Mysterio to go right to AEW. Titus O'Neil. Did he even wrestle a match on Monday Night Raw all year? Beats me. He's too busy making mashed potatoes. Liv Morgan. This is probably one pick out of everybody on this show that I'm most intrigued with because she's been teasing a new gimmick. Where is it? Did WWE even plan for Liv Morgan to change her gimmick? What is she going to come out as? If it's anything to do with this company, they probably forgot that she teased a new gimmick on SmackDown Live. SmackDown Live. These are the draft picks on SmackDown Live on night 2 of this shit show. Brock Lesnar, this was self-explanatory because he won the WWE Championship. Why would he go to Monday Night Raw? There you go. Lesnar is now on SmackDown Live, and Fox got their man. The New Day. Nothing's changed. New Day's been flipping pancakes on SmackDown Live for the better part of a year and a half. There you go. Change, right? Daniel Bryan. Can't say anything bad about Daniel Bryan because Daniel Bryan's the man. He's on SmackDown Live. I would rather him be on SmackDown Live than drowned on Monday Night Raw. Bayley. She's the women's champion. Where's she going? She's holding a blue title. Where is she going? Shinsuke Nakamura. Who cares? Does WWE even give a shit about the Intercontinental Championship? No. He didn't go anywhere. He remains on SmackDown Live. No change. Ali. No change. Robert Roode and Dolph Ziggler. Who cares? Carmella. No change. The Miz. Loser. King Corbin. Man, the King of the Ring must be so prestigious in the eyes of WWE, man. The fact that he got drafted in the 5th fucking round. Yeah, the King of the Ring, man. It's going to change someone's fucking career. Shorty Gable. The one thing, never mind his fucking name, the one thing that I'm seeing here is that he's on the same brand as Baron Corbin. There you go. And Elias. A loser. What has changed with this draft? What? Why did you even conduct a draft? Just based off this show, the logistics of this draft meant nothing. Absolutely nothing. Bray Wyatt got drafted to SmackDown Live in the 1st round on Friday. Shows up on Monday Night Raw, is in 2 segments on Monday Night Raw. Man, that exclusivity's really paying off. Lacey Evans. She got drafted to SmackDown Live, and here she is teaming with a Monday Night Raw superstar on this show against the Kabuki Warriors. Why? Why is she on this show? I don't give a shit what you try and tell me as far as an excuse. This woman, Bray Wyatt as well, these people were drafted to SmackDown Live. They already have a brand. Why are they on this show? The people who should be on this show are people without a brand. That's who should be on this show. The simple fact that you put these two people, and I'm probably forgetting some others, I don't even give a shit at this point. Because this show sucked. I don't even give a shit who else I'm forgetting. The fact that you drafted these people to a brand already, specifically exclusive to Friday, and that they showed up on this show, it killed the entire aura of the draft. It killed the entire perception of the draft. It's as if, and I mean this wholeheartedly, it's as if Vince McMahon knows the wild card rule is a complete failure, and he just does not want to let it go because he knows it's a failure, and if it dies the death that it should, then he will be deemed, or something that he did, will be deemed a failure. And we can't have that because his ego is bigger than fucking God knows what. That's why Vince McMahon's ego will not allow the wild card rule to die, and this is why we got logic gaps on a shitty episode of Monday Night Raw with people who are exclusive to Fox on Monday Night Raw in USA. Yet I'm the one who complains. How can you justify this bullshit? Enough of the defense of this company. Stop defending them. You look like a retard. Simple. You look like an idiot. I cannot sit here and justify this garbage. This show was completely fucking lifeless. I am sending this message to Paul Heyman. This goes directly to Paul Heyman. You are now the executive director. I don't know how much say Vince McMahon has in this show anymore. We can only assume that he's overriding everything. But I would assume that Monday Night Raw is now the C show. Because NXT's going head-to-head with AEW. They're the B show now by default because they have competition. Smackdown is on Fox. They're the ratings grab for WWE now, not Monday Night Raw. They're the A show. Monday Night Raw falls in third place. So I don't know how much say Vince McMahon will have or will want to have on this show. We can only hope that he gives leeway to Paul Heyman to make this show what it needs to be. But at this point, after Paul Heyman has been given the executive director title, I have absolutely no faith in this man running this show. None. None. This message goes to Paul Heyman. This show fucking blows. It blows. Lana wants it deeper and harder. This show fucking blows. Deeper and harder. Can't stand this show. This is the worst show. This is the worst wrestling program on the face of the earth. And I mean that whole, I don't know how anybody could waste their, if I did not have 113,000 subscribers listening to me, if I wasn't planning on having 40,000 people listen to me tonight, with 2,000 likes and a nice chunk of change in my pocket, I wouldn't give this show a fucking blink of an eye. This show is a fucking embarrassment. In epic fucking ways. I hate this shit. I really do. I've never seen so many people run this show into the ground than I've seen in this year alone. This is the most lifeless, soulless, directionless, careless piece of shit I have ever seen. I've never seen the product this bad. I've never wanted to stop watching more than I do now. And I'm not the only one who feels that way. And this is coming from someone who's been watching this shit since he was 4 years old. You should be absolutely ashamed of yourself. Ashamed of yourself. That's my rant. This show is a fucking embarrassment. In every fucking way. Every way. Nothing makes sense. Nobody cares. The matches mean nothing. Fucking War Raiders won the tag team titles tonight. I absolutely adored them in NXT. I didn't give them a blink of an eye when they won those tag team titles tonight. You want to know why? Because this show kills everybody. Everybody. Thank you guys for joining me on this Monday Night Raw episode. Done. Take a drink of water here before we get into the Blue Chew ad. Probably the only thing that I'm going to be excited about tonight, because Blue Chew's back on for the rest of the year. Thank you guys so much for joining. Let me take a deep breath here, man. Jesus Christ. Man, you know, I don't want to sit here and yell like that. I really don't. It just... The show is just... It's not good. It's just so bad, dude. It really is. I really don't even want to be here and talk about it. I really don't. You know, AEW isn't going to be lighting the world on fire anytime soon, but my God, man, it is a blessing. Cody and whatever they are doing over there, Tony Khan and family over there, whatever they're doing, they don't realize how they've come on board at the most perfect time. I think they know, but I genuinely don't think that they really know. They don't really know. WWE product is so bad. It is, you know, I said 2018 was the worst year ever. This year might top that. I don't even know how that's possible. I really don't. I really don't even know how that's possible. Guys, please follow me on social media at JD from NY206. Let me throw up the little graphic here. JD from NY206. I'm a little flustered, man. That's on Twitter and Instagram. Make sure you guys hit that subscribe button down below. Turn on that bell for all notifications. Patreon.com/JD from NY206. If you guys want to show some extra appreciation towards the show, make sure you guys go and check out all the other videos that you might have missed all this weekend, man. We were busy all week, as we are every week. Off the Script was on fire this weekend. Make sure you guys go and check all that out, including Monday Night Raw from last week, if you guys missed it. You got AEW Off the Script Elite last week. Also coming tomorrow, every Tuesday. AEW Dynamite, NXT, Smackdown Live. Make sure you guys go and check all that stuff out. Links will be down in the description of this very video. And I would greatly appreciate you guys go and check all of that stuff out. And tonight's podcast is brought to you by the one, the only, BlueChew.com. Guys, do you remember when Monday Night Raw used to be always the show to go to, always on fire, the place to be every Monday night? It was hot, it was sexy, and it was always ready to go. Please don't tell me your love life. Please don't tell me your sex drive is as lifeless as Monday Night Raw in 2019. If it is, now you guys can increase your performance and get that extra confidence in bed. Listen up. BlueChew.com is going to bring you back to the glory days, just like Monday Night Raw during the Attitude Era. Blue Chew brings you the first chewable with the same FDA-approved active ingredients as Viagra and Cialis, so you know that they work. You can take them anytime, day or night, even on a full stomach. And since they're chewable, they work up to twice as fast as a pill, so you can be ready when an opportunity arises. You know, Bray Wyatt's got the Firefly Funhouse. Why don't you show your wife your own funhouse and unleash the fiend on your wife in bed, man? This isn't just for guys who can't perform. It's for any guy who wants extra function to enhance their performance in the bedroom. Blue Chew is prescribed online and shipped straight to your door in a discreet package. So no in-person doctor visits, no waiting in the pharmacy, and best of all, no more awkwardness. They're made in the USA, and since Blue Chew prepares and ships directly, they're cheaper than a pharmacy. Right now, I've got a special deal for all you guys listening to me here on Off the Script from Monday Night Raw. Visit BlueChew.com and get your first shipment free. Yes, free. When you use our special promo code JD. All you guys have to do is pay $5 shipping. Again, that's BlueChew.com with promo code JD to try it for free. Blue Chew is the better, cheaper, faster choice, and I want to thank them for supporting Off the Script right here from Monday Night Raw. Monday Night Garbage opened up with the Firefly Funhouse theme music. And then we seen a video package of Seth Rollins and The Fiend, and this feud that I wish would die 1,000 deaths after what we've seen inside Hell in a Cell. We've seen some highlights, we've seen some frozen snippets, some clips of the Hell in a Cell pay-per-view and the garbage that ensued on Sunday night. And then we've seen The Fiend and clips of The Fiend coming up through the ring on Smackdown Live, dragging Seth Rollins into a smoky hell. I would rather be down in the smoky hell than have to watch this bullshit on Monday night. I wish The Fiend would drag me down there. Please, I'd take Rollins' place. So at this point, I'm thinking, isn't Bray Wyatt a SmackDown superstar? Why are we seeing this on the show? This should be over. You killed it. You killed it at the pay-per-view. Don't even know why you continued it on SmackDown Live. And here they are continuing it on Monday Night Raw. It's like they're willingly, purposely trying to punish their viewing audience. Either that or they just don't know what to do. So I'm thinking, isn't Bray Wyatt SmackDown exclusive at this point? He was drafted. He was drafted. Then I was thinking, and I know I'm not the only one who started to think this watching this show, what if, now WWE did say that they're planning to pull off a monster trade, or there's a big trade looming with the draft, with Monday Night Raw and SmackDown. Whatever it is, I couldn't give, I should say, two shits. Now, I was thinking, imagine WWE is this stupid. What if Bray Wyatt got drafted to SmackDown and The Fiend got drafted to Monday Night Raw? Because Paul Heyman wanted Bray Wyatt on Monday Night Raw. He lobbied for Bray Wyatt to be on Monday Night Raw. And by Bray Wyatt, I mean Bray Wyatt and The Fiend, because they are one fucking character. They are one man. He lobbied so badly for Bray Wyatt to be on Monday Night Raw, and Fox comes on in and waves the almighty dollar. We want Bray Wyatt. Who's your hottest? Bray Wyatt. That's it. We want him on SmackDown. Imagine WWE came to the conclusion that, well, we want to make Paul Heyman happy, and Bray Wyatt's the hottest thing in WWE right now. We don't want to give him exclusively to SmackDown Live. We don't want Monday Night Raw to suffer and be void of any talent. So, let's give Bray Wyatt to SmackDown and give The Fiend to Monday Night Raw. Imagine that. Imagine that. God forbid that happens, folks, because at that point, if it does, the Bray Wyatt character that he has created for himself in this new reborn image would be dead. If it wasn't dead after Hell in a Cell, it would be dead. The definition of overexposure would ring true in WWE, but that's a term, that's a definition, WWE, overexposure, man, we love overexposure. They laugh at it. They scoff at overexposure. They'd kill Bray Wyatt. That would be ridiculous. You do realize that when Cody asked for his release from WWE, there was an instance where he wanted more of an opportunity. He even brought up he didn't want to be the Stardust character anymore, so he leveled with Vince McMahon. Vince wanted Stardust. Vince wanted Cody to be Stardust, but Cody didn't want to do Stardust anymore. It came to a point where he even asked, Vince, can I be Cody on SmackDown and Stardust on Monday Night Raw? They said no. They said no. Imagine that. Imagine they would do that with Bray Wyatt. Overexposure. I'm glad they didn't do that with Cody either. I'm glad Cody got the fuck out of there and got his release. That's the greatest thing that ever happened to him. Look at this shit. Imagine. Imagine. Anyway, Monday Night Raw opened up with Becky Lynch. She's the number one draft pick in all of the WWE universe, even higher than her fiancé, Seth Rollins. Again, I'd love to know what happened there. On the drive back to the next city, right? Or on the drive to the next city, what they were going back and forth on. Why does everybody hate me? I like to burn it down, but they want to see my title reign burned down. Yeah, I do. I do. Very much so. Becky Lynch comes out. She said that she came to Raw expecting to beat up Sasha, but now she hears Sasha can't make it because of the beating she gave her. Now, I don't know why WWE, and I haven't heard anything on Sasha Banks at all. I didn't hear anything from my source, but I'm assuming that she is not cleared for active WWE competition. So it makes me wonder why WWE even promoted her, knowing that she was hurt. Like, I doubt Sasha Banks said, yeah, I'm ready to go. If she's not ready to go, I'm sure she told whoever she needed to talk to, listen, I'm not ready to go. And then they ended up promoting her anyway. Why did you promote her if you knew, which I'm sure you did, that she was not ready to go? It looks stupid. And you look like a bunch of amateurs. So Sasha can't make it. In fact, I'm glad she didn't make it because this was going to result in a loss anyway. And I don't want to see that woman lose anymore. I don't. And the fact that she's a fucking Smackdown superstar. She stays over there. Okay? There was a better choice. And it wasn't Charlotte in this situation. There was a better choice for this match. We seen Becky versus Sasha. Glad it didn't happen. Hope Sasha makes a speedy recovery and that woman's back on her feet 100%. It didn't need to be Charlotte either. Didn't need to be Charlotte either because what does Charlotte have to do with anything? She's just a regular superstar in the women's division. Charlotte was the SmackDown Live Women's Champion as of Friday. She's no longer the SmackDown Live Women's Champion. So, if you had any, which I don't even want to jump to conclusions yet. I don't want to jump ahead here, but I'm going to anyway. If they had an inkling of an idea that she was going to move, or you wanted to move her to Monday Night Raw, why did you put her in this match? Now, I lobbied for Bayley to be in this thing, just like I did with Seth Rollins and Roman Reigns on Friday. Well, what the fuck does Roman Reigns have to do with battling for SmackDown Live? Well, what if he beats Seth Rollins and he beats the Universal Champion? Oh, look, I beat the champion to get SmackDown a draft pick. A number one worthless draft pick in this fucking ridiculous draft. Where's my title shot? I just beat the champion. That looks ridiculous, don't you think? So, I lobbied it should have been Seth Rollins and Brock Lesnar on SmackDown. Now, we all know that Brock Lesnar wouldn't lower himself to this fucking garbage, but it makes sense if it's both of your world champions going at it on SmackDown Live, being that is the A show. Now, I don't get why Charlotte is in this role. Becky should have went one-on-one with Bayley. Bayley! Now, I don't know who would have won this match. I don't really give a shit. I'm just thinking based on logic here. Bayley is set on SmackDown Live. Bayley is the SmackDown Live Women's Champion. She is the head of her division. If you're putting Becky Lynch in this moment, in this situation, to battle out for a draft pick for her brand, it should be the same thing on SmackDown Live with Bayley fighting for the honor of SmackDown Live. Now they put Charlotte in this thing. So, after the match was over, Becky Lynch wins. Becky Lynch wins by ridiculous means. She wins with a roll-up because Charlotte just went completely zero IQ in the middle of the match. So Becky Lynch wins with a roll-up. And then Charlotte Flair gets drafted immediately after the match is over to Monday Night Raw. So, why did you put her in this match if you had already decided that she was moving to Monday Night Raw? She was seemingly, after the fact, after we seen this, she was fighting against her brand on Monday Night Raw. I don't know how this doesn't look stupid to half the people watching. If you had any idea, if you had an inkling of an idea or a plan to move this woman to Monday Night Raw, why would you put her in a match where she's fighting for SmackDown? And then the match that we seen ended up meaning nothing. It ended up meaning you should have just gave the fucking draft pick to Monday Night Raw instead of waste our time. The people who run this show are a bunch of idiots. They are a bunch of clueless idiots. I don't know how I could be sitting here thinking of this shit in the moment, immediately when I'm watching it, and this shit makes it from someone's thought to a fucking pen to a paper to Vince McMahon's fucking eyes and then gets approved to be on this show. It goes through 5 or 6 stages before it even makes TV, and I'm here within seconds pinpointing your errors. Does that mean I'm better qualified for the job that you are doing right now? I think so. Becky wins 13 minutes, and now they're both on the same show. Get ready to see Randy Orton versus John Cena via Becky Lynch and Charlotte all over again. My God. I thought I was done with it. Not anymore. Becky Lynch wins in 13 minutes. Charlotte leg whipped Becky Lynch into the corner. Hit her with a lariat. Becky came back and landed a quick leg drop off the middle rope. Charlotte came back with a spear. Charlotte sat up, and she thought that she had beaten Becky with the spear. So she laughs that she only got a 2 count. Then Becky rolled her up as she was laughing. Yes, this is legit. She sat there laughing after the near fall, after the spear. She sat there laughing, and Becky Lynch rolled her up as she was in mid-laugh to win the match. Yet this is a women's champion of 10 times. A 10-time women's champion being this dumb and lackadaisical. You know, Charlotte came out, bragging about how she's the queen and all this garbage. What did she say? So, Charlotte is out there, and she just wants to be Becky's friend, she says. She then elbowed Becky in the head. And she said Becky makes it so hard to be her friend. No, Charlotte, you make it very difficult for me to watch women's wrestling. Never mind being Becky's friend. Charlotte came out smiling on this show. For a 10-time women's champion who's had 3 reigns this year alone, all combined have accumulated 2 weeks on WWE television. You look pretty happy to be a 10-time women's champion with 3 reigns this year, not even combined 2 weeks. I wouldn't be laughing if I were you, Miss Shaw. Or maybe I should be laughing. I'm laughing at you. There's no reason why you should be laughing. Moving on. Complete waste of time after Charlotte got drafted to SmackDown. Charlie Caruso interviewed Rollins. Oh my God, this was awful. This was so awful. She asked how it feels that he and The Fiend could be both drafted to SmackDown. Listen, Charlie, listen to me, honey. Seth Rollins is holding a championship that looks like a fucking fruit snack that I'd find down in aisle 5 at the local Stop and Shop. Unless you want to turn that into a blue Smurf Dunkaroo, I don't know what you're talking about. He's not moving to SmackDown. You can't do it. Unless you want to change the title to blue. You're not going to have a red title on a blue show. Logic. And the fact that Becky is not losing that title anytime soon, God forbid they take Rollins away from his fiancée. He might even be more unbearable if that's the case. Seth said it's a good day because it's draft day. It's not a good day for me. It'll be a good day for me on Friday when Alter Bridge comes out with Walk the Sky. That's a good day for me, not this shit. It's a good day because it's draft day in Mile High City. Nice way to get a cheap pop, champ. Nice way to divert the boos that are inevitably coming your way. Seth said he thought about putting an end to The Fiend at Hell in a Cell because things he did and the place he went to is not something he's proud of. Well, you shouldn't be proud of the title reign that you're currently in right now. Never mind the fucking Fiend. Seth said he's not even sure if the Fiend is a human being. I don't even think the audience is human beings at this point. Being subjected to this 3-hour shit show. Said he tried to pull him straight to hell. Monday Night Raw does that to us every Monday. Said he got out there and then something clicked with it. Yeah, you know what clicked on my end? The fucking controller. The remote control. Changing the fucking channel. Said he realized that he might be going about things the wrong way. Said he's been going along with his life while the Fiend has picked his spots. But tonight he's going Fiend hunting. He said he'll find Bray Wyatt and in the end, burn it down. The only thing that needs to be burned is the fucking script to this god-awful show. We had Jim Cramer, who my parents watch every week, the host of Mad Money, in his studio talking about having to snatch up wrestlers whose stock is on the rise. He brought up Seth Rollins, Zelina Vega, and Andrade with Ricochet. Ricochet's already been drafted, so there you go, having more Fox and Friends personality who don't know anything about the current product. You think WWE would have learned their lesson from Friday night? Apparently not. Stephanie walked out to the podium. No emotion. No emotion. It was just Stephanie reading off a cue card. Nothing. Nobody of importance stood there, or there was no excitement from anybody. There was no excitement from the wrestlers being drafted. All we seen was actors and actresses in these fucking war rooms, which again, were cringe on Friday night. You think WWE would have learned their lesson from Friday about how everybody shit on it? They go right back and do it again. Dave Meltzer, you might not like him. He said it best over the Observer on the weekend. He said WWE is nothing more than a parody of pro wrestling. I cannot agree with that statement more. Stephanie walked to the podium, and she announced Seth as the number one draft pick to Monday Night Raw. Jerry the King Lawler was so excited about Seth Rollins. He's like, are you kidding me? I wish they were. I seriously wish they were. So, Lesnar got drafted to Smackdown. Madden said it was a brilliant move by Fox to lock down Lesnar. Raw picked Charlotte, SmackDown picked The New Day, and then Raw picked Andrade with Zelina. That was a good pick. Do they plan on doing anything with him? Probably not. So then we seen Renee Young, Samoa Joe, Booker T, and Beth Phoenix. Booker went on about the 3 for the price of 1 pick of The New Day. He also encouraged Andrade as being a good draft pick. Beth Phoenix said USA Network is focused on creating a star-studded women's division with Becky on Raw along with Charlotte. Who else is there? Could you please tell me who else is on Monday Night Raw as far as the women's division goes that WWE is going to seemingly push on Monday night? I don't know anybody. Joe said the best pick is Brock for SmackDown. He said he's a force of nature and he's very interested in fighting Cain Velasquez. The one thing about this entire show was Samoa Joe that I enjoyed most. I think his analysis was great. And I honestly think if Samoa Joe is going to hang up the boots and retire from pro wrestling, he would be an excellent commentator or an excellent analyst in something like this. For a WWE Backstage show, I love to see Samoa Joe give his expertise and give his analysis on this show. He came off like he knew what he was talking about. He came off natural, and I enjoyed listening to him. He sounded real. But Samoa Joe always sounds real. You can't script someone like Samoa Joe. That's why we all love him so much. I thought he did awesome. Zelina Vega walked out. She said Becky and Charlotte are 2 of the horse faces. I mean, horse women. She said things are about to change. What's changing? What's changing? Huh? I don't know what's changing. Maybe Aleister Black's tattoos. Maybe he's going to get a new tattoo. What's changing? The only thing that's changing are the losses on Andrade's record on Monday night. That's the only thing that's changing. She told other Raw wrestlers to rejoice in having the pleasure of suffering a loss to Andrade. Now, we can only hope if Paul Heyman, which I have no faith in at this point, pushes Andrade and becomes a Paul Heyman guy. We'll see. Andrade versus Ali. This one went 6 minutes. Andrade won with the hammerlock DDT. Ali and Andrade, I'd like to see more of these guys. This is the future. But WWE seemingly doesn't think so. It's good to see Andrade get a win, but does WWE give you any hope of him going anywhere on this show? I don't know. Ali, apparently he is a big favorite of Eric Bischoff. I don't know how much pull that has backstage on SmackDown Live, but we'll see what happens. But I would like to see both of these guys on their brands accumulate to something in the next couple of months. Stephanie was back at the podium. She said Raw picked the Kabuki Warriors, Asuka and Kairi, saying this is a good move. This is one of the very few moves that I actually did really put my stamp on, because Asuka and Kairi Sane, they add a lot to the women's division. And I've preached for the last couple weeks that Becky and Asuka came out looking like a heel tonight with the green fucking paint down her face. Asuka versus Becky Lynch is your next program for the Women's Championship. Get those tag team titles off these women. They are completely worthless. In fact, burn them. Burn them. Bury them, burn them, whatever you gotta do. I don't give a shit. Get rid of them. Get them off the Kabuki Warriors. Get Asuka and Becky Lynch in a program. Heel Asuka versus babyface Becky Lynch. Put Kairi Sane off to do something else and build her up as well. She could stay a babyface. She could be over if you give her the opportunity to do so. I'd like to see Kairi versus Charlotte while Asuka is biding her time with Becky Lynch. You got two main roster programs right there that could carry this division for a couple of months if you really want to put your thought into it. Do it. I like this move because WWE, and I'm surprised that they actually thought this out, they did draft these two together, being that they're the tag team champions. And the announcers, Vic Joseph, said clearly that, yes, they will be able to go back and forth on both brands because they are the women's tag team champions. But if they lose those championships, he stated it clearly, they will be exclusive to Monday Night Raw. So I really like that. They put an explanation forth on picking the Kabuki Warriors. Colin Jost and Michael Che, I don't know how the fuck you pronounce his name. Don't give a shit. He doesn't belong anywhere near these shows. And they gave the weekend update. Don't know who watches Saturday Night Live, but God bless you. Jost said he thought WWE was fake until Braun Strowman threw him around. Well, clearly he missed Mr. Tyson Fury's punches last week. If you want to talk about fake, he didn't punch anything but air. Said he's out of his wheelchair now and things are okay. Ha 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 ha. I'm not laughing. Said he thinks he's best friends with Brian. Chi said he's been insulting him all these years. Chi said Jost called him the world's tallest virgin. Chi makes fun of Braun. Jost denied saying those things, and then they go off the air without saying anything about the WWE draft. There you go. I don't know what the fuck they have to do with the draft. Are they even on Fox? I thought Saturday Night Live was an NBC thing. I guess it's NBC Universal, whatever. Who gives a shit? These guys are cringe. Get them away from the show. And everybody liked them. Get them away from the show. Robert Roode and Dolph Ziggler versus the Viking Raiders for the Raw Tag Team titles. This one started early, and I thought this was going to be a legit squash match. I really thought this was going to be a squash match. We had the Viking Raiders go for a quick near fall. So we had Hansen and Rowe dominate early. Rowe gave a flying knee to Dolph Ziggler, and then we had Hansen fly off the top rope with a splash, and I thought that was it. Bobby Roode made the save, and he pulled him outside. He pulled Ziggler to the outside after the big splash. They went to commercial, which was a common theme on this show. They went to commercial. Ziggler had Eric down on the mat. Ivar got the hot tag. Hansen, Rowe, Ivar, Eric. I'm going to call them whatever the fuck I want because who gives a shit? Ivar eventually got the hot tag. Ziggler tagged in Roode. So Ziggler kicked Eric. And then he was setting up a double team move on the Viking Raiders. Roode threw Eric into the ring post, rolled him up for a near fall. Roode and Ziggler gave Eric a double team zigzag spine buster, which looked good for a near fall. Ziggler gave Eric a famouser next. Ziggler super kicked Eric and Roode hit a glorious DDT, but Ivar broke up the cover. Fans were getting into it. Now, it's a common theme with the Viking Raiders. They come out, nobody gives a shit. But they win you over by the end of the match, which I'm not surprised by because they're a damn good tag team. So, at the end of this thing, Ivar knocked Roode and Ziggler down with a springboard flying back elbow, which looked brutal. By the way, Ivar did a suicide dive on the outside in the middle of this match. I legit thought he tore an ACL. I really did. He landed so awkwardly on his knee. I'm thanking God he didn't tear anything, man. I seen him go directly for the knee. I don't know if he was pulling up his knee pad, but he dove to the outside, and I legit thought he had tore something on that dive. Thank God. Seen him climb the top rope and do the big splash, and he nailed it, and he continued the match for the next 15 minutes, so he must not be hurt, but hopefully he's not hurt. It looked brutal. But then he does the springboard back elbow, flying back elbow. That looked fucking picture perfect, man. Finished them off with their Viking experience, and they win the Raw Tag Team Championships, and they defeat Bobby Roode and Dolph Ziggler. Rudolph for the Tag Team Championships. You know, WWE announced on their social media that they're having a best tag team in the world tag team turmoil match at Crown Jewel. I trolled WWE as always, but when I troll, I always speak the truth. I love zinging them on social media, and then I love triggering everybody who's a WWE apologist. I'm like, how could you have a best tag team in the world turmoil match to determine the best tag team in the world when the best tag teams in the world are competing on Wednesday on Dynamite in the AEW Tag Team Title Tournament? Are any teams in this turmoil match better than the Young Bucks? No. Are any teams in this turmoil match better than the Lucha Brothers? No. Give me a break. Give me a break. And the Usos aren't even in the match. So, you're already down 1 point, and you're looking more stupid as the weeks go on. And I have to say, if your tag team champions do not win this match, or a set of tag team champions do not win this match, what does that say about your tag team champions? Being that you've already cited that the War Raiders are undefeated, I guess it would make sense that they win this thing and they show everybody why they're the best tag team in the world, quote unquote. After the match, they had a promo, and both Ivar and Eric cited that they are the only team in WWE history to have the Monday Night Raw, NXT, IWGP, and Ring of Honor Tag Team Championships. And they're undefeated. So there you go. But I do see the War Raiders going on a run, and then the one team to stop them, and I will make a prediction right now, are the Authors of Pain. I think that should be the next thing that WWE does. And the funny thing is, you know, I complained on social media. I complained about this on social media. It's not that I don't love the Viking Raiders. I think they're great. I really do. But even when they won the Tag Team Championships, it is very difficult to legitimately give a shit about them winning the Tag Team Championships when, A, I didn't give a shit about Bobby Roode and Dolph Ziggler enough as champions to see them defeated. And WWE has wasted so much time with the Viking Raiders that it really became a scenario of too little too late. Too little too late. They were fantastic in NXT. And when they go to Monday Night Raw, just like everybody else, when you go to Monday Night Raw, you just become ordinary. The excitement for what you've done before just goes away. And my fandom just goes away with it. I didn't give a shit. People are arguing with me. Oh, your guys won the tag team titles. This is a step in the right direction. Step in what direction? What the fuck are you talking about? Step in the right direction. These people have fucked up 2 nights of a draft. Step in the right direction. You mean to tell me I gotta have faith in WWE in booking tag team wrestling? You people on social media, man, please get off my timeline. Get away from me. I don't believe you. Until this company, and I mean this company, gets behind tag team wrestling like AEW does, then I will not sit here and be excited that the War Raiders, my guys, my NXT guys, won tag team gold on Monday Night Raw. Those Raw tag team titles mean as little as this fucking bottle of water. For the amount I could recycle this, 5 cents, 10 cents, 10 cents. That's how much the Raw tag team titles are worth. Give me a break. You fucking cretins. Don't ever try and argue with me on social media. I'm right and you're wrong. You know, there's a difference. Again, I don't believe I have to explain this. There's a difference between stupidity and opinion. Everybody that argues with me over shit like this is stupid. If you want to argue with me, give me a valid opinion as to why I should have faith in this company. Moving on. NBC Sports with the NHL crew, not a clue who these people are. They said that they are enjoying watching the draft. Lies. Blatant lies on Monday Night Raw. One of the panelists compared Seth Rollins to Connor McDavid of the Edmonton Oilers. Who gives a shit? Another picked the New Day because they're a perfect line combination. She said they'd keep an eye on where the rest of the superstars landed. I see you, fucking liars. This is not making the company legit. You know, you could gather up all these fucking faceless goons and have them hype up the WWE draft, but how much does it mean when none of these people know any of these superstars or legitimately give a shit about them? You're making them seem uncool by bringing in shit like this. Just my 2 cents. Stephanie stood on the podium again. She announced that Raw drafted Cedric Alexander. Oh man, what a drastic change! Dio Madden called it a keynote pick. Keynote pick. The guy's been fucking losing for weeks now. Keynote pick. He's gonna pick his teeth in catering when Titus serves his fucking green beans. Keynote pick. Titus got the best toothpicks in the land. What? Stephanie revealed Shinsuke Nakamura was staying with Smackdown. Man, my God, what change! Wow! Sami Zayn, I'm assuming Sami Zayn is going with Shinsuke Nakamura. He was on the graphic. What's happening with Sami? Was he drafted? Thanks for the clarification. SmackDown's War Room was applauding. The fuck are you applauding Shinsuke Nakamura for? The guy's been do they watch this show? Seriously. Then you got the fucking War Room people on the phones. Who are you calling? Who are these War Room people calling? I guarantee you the guys that were on their phones were calling their agents for booking them a shitty acting gig. This is the shit that they landed them. Shinsuke Nakamura. You're celebrating and throwing confetti for Shinsuke Nakamura. High-fiving for Shinsuke Nakamura. The guy is a loser. Ever since he lost to Mahal, the guy's been worthless. So the fact that you're celebrating this pick, my goodness, man, goes to show you the quality of fucking talent that these people know. Raw has chosen Humberto Carrillo, a standout, not sure if you know, from 205 Live. I don't know what the fuck he's going to do on Monday Night Raw. Do you see Humberto doing anything on Monday Night Raw? Please. Are you fucking kidding me? What am I watching here? First of all, why are you drafting Humberto Carrillo to Monday Night Raw? I thought you were supposed to make your show better. I didn't know you were drafting people to fucking sit in catering. Did Titus request you to make catering look different? Because it certainly does. So then we got Stephanie saying SmackDown picked Ali. Oh my God, man. I've never seen that before. And Monday Night Raw drafted Eric Rowan. Where's Luke Harper? You know how many shits I give? 0. If Luke Harper's not there, I don't give a shit about Eric Rowan. Aleister Black. Remember him? Yeah, neither do I. Eric Young, 2 minutes. He tapped him out with what he's calling now the Dark Ritual. Sounds like something I'd fucking do in Destiny. Yes, please finish this mission. The Dark Ritual to finish your exotic quest. Then Stephanie McMahon called Ali the Harvester of Light. What am I doing? Am I going for a fucking super finisher in Crucible? What the fuck am I doing? The Harvester of Light. What am I watching? Seriously, can you make them sound any more ridiculous? You're not making them sound cool. The Harvester of Light. Give me a fucking break. Stephanie, after Aleister Black won, Stephanie was on this show. If you love Stephanie McMahon, this is the show for you, man. Stephanie stood on the podium and announced, Buddy Murphy, wow. Buddy Murphy getting picked to Monday Night Raw. My goodness. Fish and chips over in fucking catering. Oh, he's Australian. Whatever. Octopus. Alligator. Titus might fucking season up the menu with some fucking picks by Buddy Murphy. Who the fuck knows? So, SmackDown drafted Dolph Ziggler and Robert Roode because, fuck you, they just lost the tag team championships. Raw drafted Jinder Mahal. NBC Universal should be fired. How are you looking at this and going into a draft and then, yeah, we're going to pick Jinder Mahal? The guy hasn't been on TV all year. And you drafted him to Monday Night Raw. What is he going to do? Please don't tell me you're putting him on TV again. SmackDown picked Carmella. Common sense, because Corey Graves is over there. Raw picked R-Truth, and then people in the war rooms were high-fiving. People in the war rooms were picking R-Truth and high-fiving over their draft pick. You're high-fiving over a 20-time circus champion. You're high-fiving over R-Truth, who holds a title that I would gladly trade to 7-Eleven for a fucking empanada and a fucking 32-ounce Mountain Dew. Please. You make yourselves look like a bunch of fools. Not even funny. I thought this was supposed to be a legit draft, not a fucking comedy show. Street Profits are backstage. They're talking about the Braun and Fury contract signing. Please don't get me started. Then they talked about being drafted to Raw. The OC walk in, mocked the Profits. AJ Styles said, whatever it is, they have it. Styles said that they've carved out a niche for themselves, but Raw belongs to the OC. He smiled and welcomed them to the fam. The OC then turned to leave and then attacked the Street Profits and threw steel pipes at Angelo Dawkins while beating down Montez Ford. Some guy came over, I guess he was an agent or so, a backstage fucking goon, calling for medics and fucking people come over and helped him out. Ricochet made his ring entrance, and he said in a screen-and-screen promo, because we all love when Ricochet speaks on Monday Night Raw, Ricochet said he's learned in life that no one is forced to be a passenger, and you, and only you, are the driver of your own destiny. I wish the driver of this show would drive off a fucking cliff. Said last week his destiny took flight when he was officially drafted to Raw. Funny you were officially drafted to Raw because you were on Raw before you were officially drafted to Raw. The fuck was the point of this promo? Said he will continue to overcome all obstacles and prove that superheroes can be real. You can't overcome the obstacle known as Raw. And no matter the superhero, the villain in this story is Raw, and they always come out triumphant. I'm sorry to disappoint you, Mr. Ricochet. I love you, but This is not something that you're going to overcome. Ricochet versus Shelton Benjamin, because who the fuck knew he was still employed? Ricochet wins in 5 minutes with the recoil. They kept calling him Spider-Man in this match. I don't know why they're calling him Spider-Man. I can't wait for fucking Disney to sue their ass over the new nickname. And I hope that they do. Does Disney own Spider? I think so, right? Who the fuck knows? Lana's backstage. Brazzers is very happy at this moment. She's receiving a foot massage. And Lana asked for the pressure to be harder. Lana said, I like it harder. So she started to moan. Bobby Lashley comes walking in. The masseuse sees Bobby Lashley walk over. He starts rubbing Lana's leg. She looks back at him. And I like that, she says. You're such a gentle touch. Rusev was never that good. She says something about it being deeper as well. So she rolled over and she gave Bobby Lashley a sneak peek onto what was under the towel. Don't understand it. I really don't get it. I don't get it. I don't know how this is doing anything as far as the show's quality. Whatever, man. It's a fucking waste of time. It's a waste of time. Lana is being portrayed as a fucking slut. And if that's the way she wants to be portrayed on TV, God bless her. I hope Rusev is much-gutting his way to AEW. That's even a fucking phrase. Al Roker. Yeah, Al Roker. The weatherman. What's the storm tonight looking like, Al Roker? Thunderstorms. Hard and heavy on Monday Night Raw. 90% chance of rain. But with Monday Night Raw, it's 100% chance of fucking being garbage every single week. Al Roker from NBC's Today Show compared the draft to the weather. Said the mortal enemies could find themselves sharing a locker room. Yes, thank you for mentioning names specifically that correlate with the draft, Mr. Al Roker. Please tell me what the 5-day forecast is going to fucking be. Stephanie stood at the podium, announced that Raw drafted Samoa Joe. Hey! Another pick that I'm not surprised by. Did he even have a chance of being moved off Monday? Did they even realize that he was a part of Monday Night Raw already? It's a good pick, though. Do they plan on using him? Probably not. SmackDown picked The Miz, and then they shot confetti in the boardrooms or the war rooms. Yeah, The Miz. The Miz is worth confetti, right? Another fucking loser. So, Raw then picked Akira Tozawa. Again, I don't know what the fuck this move is going to do for Monday Night Raw. SmackDown chose King Corbin. Yeah, great. Yeah, that King of the Ring really coming in handy on pushing Baron Corbin, right? Buddy Murphy versus Cedric Alexander. Buddy Murphy won in 9 minutes to a dead crowd. He won with Murphy's Law. Another match. Oh, well, JD's getting his guys in the match. Buddy Murphy and Cedric Alexander. They were on Raw. JD's getting what he wants, and he's still complaining. What did the match mean to me? Did the match have any meaning? I don't mind watching a match, but my God, you know how much wrestling I've seen this week that it's just match after match after match after match with no meaning? Seriously, give me something to fucking care about. Give me storyline. Let me get invested into why they're fighting. Don't get it. Buddy Murphy wins in 9 minutes. I don't know why anybody would be excited about this. WWE's pretty much laid it out for you that they're going nowhere. They've pushed Cedric Alexander and buried him all in one fell swoop. Buddy Murphy's been on fucking TV. You think that he showed face on Monday Night Raw in a draft that is highlighting everybody on the roster that it's going to remain that way? Fuck out of here. Buddy Murphy's going right to catering. The best kept secret? Yeah, they're going to fucking close the lid on that one and seal it tight. Best kept secret. It might be a catchphrase, but the gimmick is real. So they hyped up Crown Jewel. Tag team turmoil match. 10 teams battling for the best in the world. None of them which are the best in the world. Team Hogan Team Hogan and Team Flair. Apparently they were adding names. I don't know when these additions were made. Some build here. Some way to get me to care about this match that you're doing 3 weeks before the Survivor Series. That is pretty much a Survivor Series match. So why would I give a shit about the Survivor Series when the Survivor Series rolls around? I don't know. Maybe I'm being too harsh on the WWE. That's it, right? Ricochet, Seth, and Rusev. Yeah, what a fucking team. Team Flair is Orton, Corbin, Lashley, and Nakamura. And I guarantee you Hogan and Flair have nothing to do with choosing these people. Maybe Flair because of Orton. We'll see. Who gives a shit? So then they go and make an announcement that The Fiend is going one-on-one with Seth Rollins at Crown Jewel for the Universal Championship in a last man standing match, I believe it was. Last man standing or no DQ, whatever. No rules. There's no rules now at Crown Jewel. They got some balls booking this match. First of all, I don't even give a shit. You've ruined all the care I had at Hell in a Cell. I don't give a shit. I don't know why Seth Rollins is captaining Team Hogan and then battling The Fiend all in one night. Is there a reason? I would love to know the explanation as to why Seth Rollins is fighting twice in Saudi Arabia. I can't even stomach him one time. Now I gotta see him twice? This is the second pay-per-view in 3 months. 2 months. The second pay-per-view out of the last 3 that I've had to watch him wrestle twice. I guess the draft is not enough to keep Rollins off the card more than one time. They got some balls doing this match again. Now, I don't know what their plan is. I don't know. I'm thinking realistically here. If they do this match in the United States, this match is going to get fucking bombarded. It's going to be shit on completely. So, I could see them wanting to do this match for the Roman Reigns type of feel, right? They put Roman and Lesnar in Saudi Arabia for the rematch in the steel cage, remember that? So that he wouldn't get booed. They're doing the same thing with Rollins here. Rollins, if this match was to happen in the United States, he would be the biggest heel in the fucking company. The fans are not stupid. So WWE is seemingly protecting Rollins by doing this match in Jeddah. They got some balls doing this match in 3 weeks, again, after what they did at Hell in a Cell. And it's falling on Halloween. It's falling on Halloween. Could they give The Fiend the title on Halloween? What does this mean for Bray Wyatt if he wins the Universal Championship? Does that mean he moves over to Monday Night Raw? Does that spur the big trade from SmackDown to Monday Night Raw? Who does Raw give up? Does Seth Rollins move to SmackDown Live for The Fiend? Because there's no use for him on Monday Night Raw. If he loses the title, what does Rollins mean to Monday Night Raw? Nothing. Absolutely nothing. This really is confusing to me. I don't know what their logic is. I don't know what they got planned. It seems like WWE doesn't know what they want to do. If they give the title to Wyatt, they're clearly fixing what they should have originally done at Hell in a Cell. And if Wyatt doesn't win the title again, you're just making the problem that you made at Hell in a Cell even worse. I genuinely don't get it. I really, really don't understand it. It's either he wins again, or it's going right back to what we've seen at Hell in a Cell. And I don't think the fans at this point are that invested as they originally were in Bray Wyatt. You cannot do it again. You cannot have this same fuck finish again. And more than likely, WWE, in the end, is going to give you a fuck finish. How do you do that, JD? It's a no DQ match. They'll find a way. They'll find a way. Because they have 3 weeks to build another Universal Championship match for Survivor Series. If you think that this is the end at Crown Jewel, you're an idiot. It's going to happen again in Chicago. And then Seth Rollins in Chicago, forget about it. The guy's going to be vilified worse than anybody. Worse than anybody. I just don't get it. I really don't. I wish I had the answers. That's all I could muster up at this late hour. I genuinely don't know. I honestly think WWE's making a mistake by doing this match again. Street Profits reacted to the OC attacking them earlier. They decided that they need a partner to even the odds, but they'd keep it a mystery. Montez Ford says, what's not a mystery is that they want the smoke. Yeah, I wish I was smoking so that I could fucking rid my vision of this show. Passing out. Premier Soccer League panel from NBC Sports talked about the WWE Draft. They showed Sheamus leading a song in a pub like they sing at soccer games. One of the panelists sang, "This is awesome." No, it's not. Stephanie announced that Monday Night Raw selected Rey Mysterio. Yes, Jinder Mahal, Humberto Carrillo, and Akira Tozawa were all chosen over Rey Mysterio. How much does WWE value Rey Mysterio? The proof is in the pudding, folks. The proof is in the pudding. Salrex is saying, so lame. Yes, bro, I know. I don't know what you're saying to me yet until I finish the review, but yes, I agree. Smackdown shows Chad Gable. Raw picked Titus O'Neil. Has Titus even wrestled a match on Monday Night Raw? What are these picks? Why are you picking them for Raw? Why are you picking them on this show? What are they going to do for the betterment and the quality of this show? Please, someone explain this to me. The only thing that Titus brings is the fact that the food will be fucking hot and fresh every Monday. Other than that, the show will not be hot and fresh. It will be fucking bland and boring. Elias was picked for SmackDown Live. I guess SmackDown likes losers on their roster. Renee Young, Joe, Booker T, and Beth Phoenix were back on the panel. Renee asked Joe who got the value pick. Joe says Murphy. Said Ali went ahead of him, but Murphy has a bigger chip. See, I like his analyst. I like his analysis. I think he's a good analyst. He's mentioning things that these other goons and these other cretins don't really pick up on. Phoenix talked about Baron Corbin, and she made a Game of Thrones reference. I have not watched one episode of Game of Thrones. Pardon me. Booker T ranted about free agencies and the rumor of a big trade. He said that they talk about it after the Astros and Yankees game tomorrow on WWE Backstage. Apparently it's debuting on FS1. Renee told viewers to check it out and check out WWE.com for updates on free agents and any trades with a deadline of midnight on Tuesday. I don't give a shit. The Kabuki Warriors versus Natalya and question mark. Kabuki Warriors came out first with their mashup theme music that makes me nauseous every time I hear it. Natalya said she had a mystery partner, and she chose Lacey Evans as the mystery partner. Paul, Mr. Heyman, or Vince, whomever's in charge of this fucking garbage. I love that you made us sit through 4 Lacey Evans and Natalya matches, only for her to choose Lacey Evans as her mystery tag team partner. Why do I care? I didn't give a shit about anything that they did in the time that they spent in the ring together as opponents. Now you expect me to care about them because they're teaming. Give me a break. This was awful. This match went 15 minutes to get them to the end of the show. Kabuki Warriors win. Lacey hit Kairi Sane with a women's right. Asuka rolled her up for the win because she had blind tagged herself in. There you go. You didn't miss anything. Firefly Funhouse, Bray. Yes, this was the last thing that we seen. The Kabuki Warriors won right to the Firefly Funhouse. Fuck the women's tag team titles. Bray smiled. And he said, Seth, I saw you. Yeah, I saw him too, and I wasn't too pleased. Said people say bad things about you, Seth, but he thinks Seth is brave and smart. Rambling Rabbit said Bray was on his way. Or Seth was on his way, whatever. He said to Bray that Seth was on his way. Bray said it's okay because he keeps us safe, meaning the Fiend. Seth barged in and attacked Bray. All of the puppets were in massive fear. Seth threw the frame pictures from the wall. Started punching Bray Wyatt down. Bray stood up and said, "What are you doing? What are you doing, Seth? Why are you doing this to me? Please stop." So Seth beat him down some more, punched him down, kicked him down. He was receiving boos from the crowd. It's already beginning, folks. It's already beginning. JD's prophecy is already becoming true. Seth then had his back turned to the camera and said, "Burn it down." So he took a lighter or a match and some gasoline, whatever the fuck lit this thing on fire. Lit a match and he burned the table of the Firefly Funhouse, flipped the table over, and it burned the entire back wall and the pictures of the Firefly Funhouse. And that's the way Monday Night Raw went off the air. You heard Bray Wyatt's laughter. Rollins walked away. And the Firefly Funhouse was engulfed in flames. What a creative storyline, folks. Didn't Randy Orton burn down the fucking Wyatt family compound when he was feuding with Bray Wyatt over the WWE Championship? Man, what a way to rehash a title feud with Bray Wyatt. Yet I'm supposed to fucking care. Right? I don't give a shit. This was one of the most sleep-inducing episodes of Monday Night. I don't believe how anybody could go into a product like this and be excited. I don't know how the people writing this show even have jobs. There's no life to this show. And all I'm going to say is, this draft has done nothing to give you any sense of change whatsoever. What did I tell you on Off the Script? They needed to turn these rosters upside down. They didn't. They pretty much remained the same outside of a few big moves. Sasha on SmackDown, Bray on SmackDown, Brock on SmackDown. We all knew SmackDown was going to be taken care of because they are the A show. Monday Night Raw remains unchanged. Now you've added more losers to Monday Night Raw in hopes to get people to care. You cannot have change on these shows if the coaches are in the same positions as they were before the draft. The one thing that needs to be drafted is coaches. You need new people, new eyes, new ears, new pens, new thoughts running this show. You cannot have true change if the coaches coaching the players remain the same. God awful. Everybody in WWE should be absolutely ashamed of themselves. This show sucked. This draft fucking sucked. The 2016 draft blew this shit out of the water. It's as if WWE didn't even want to conduct a draft this year. It's like they were forced to do it, and they did it, and they fucking pouted and screamed and shouted and threw a hissy fit because Fox told them to do it. And they didn't want to do it. And they showed you they didn't want to do it by going into it unprepared and lazy, and they didn't make any key moves. They didn't even draft anybody from NXT. How could you really institute real change if you're moving basically 10% of the roster around, keeping it 90% of the same, and not drafting anybody from NXT? I don't sense any change. Do you? Did they fix the women's division? Did they add new tag teams? Did they add an urgency for tag team wrestling? Did they get anybody on Monday Night Raw that's going to challenge the Universal Champion? No! I hate this show. I'm getting the fuck out of here, man. I've been on here too long. Thank you guys so very much for enjoying this review. If you did, like the video, do what you gotta do. I'm getting some sleep. Make sure you guys follow me on social media at JD from NY206. Hit that subscribe button down below. Turn on the bell for all notifications. And make sure you guys check out all the other videos that you might have missed. this week or this past weekend. BlueChew.com. Make sure you guys get your free sample. Code JD, and it'll be shipped to your door. No questions asked. I'll be back tomorrow with AEW Off the Script Elites, AEW News and Rumors. Until then, guys, take care. Have a great Tuesday. I'll see you right back here tomorrow evening for Off the Script Elite. Oh, JD! Oh, man, what about Tyson Fury and Braun Strowman? You know, the contract signing that we had tonight. How come I didn't talk about it in the review? What else am I going to say? I mean, the Pen clearly was the most over individual in the entire contract signing, when I would rather see the fucking Pen versus the Pen Cap at Crown Jewel. Then you know you got a shit segment on your hands, Mr. Heyman. I'm not talking about that shit. Good night. Who gives a shit about Tyson Fury and Braun Strowman? Fucking assholes.